Alright, so here we are. I'm looking at this. I said I'm going to show you the true skill on how my true skill when I finish this out. Yeah. Up until now, it's been easy peasy lemon squeezy. Pretty much. Now comes the hard part, because it gets easier and easier to break this thing as I go along. Yeah. Easier and easier to mess it up the closer and closer it gets to final finishing. Yeah, it's really easy to mess it up in the beginning too, but this is when I start to sweat. This is when I need to turn the fan on if it's hot outside. This is when I need to take a sip of coffee or something, take a deep breath, sharpen up the tools, get them all ready, grind all the edges, look at the platforms, and sit down and start playing chess with this thing. Yeah. Why chess? Well, because sometimes there's a strategy. Yeah. And even though I might have done this thousands of times and I know the moves, I know what moves are going to be needed with certain circumstances, just like in chess, it's still highly intense as far as focus and concentration and effort. And trying to decide what to do. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna thin it down. How's that? I'll decide what to do later as far as the notches or whatnot. I could make just a fancy art point out of it. But I might do a West Texas type of point made from a West Texas type of material. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know yet. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it when that happens. Undetached flake. Weird stuff going on. See, there's an undetached flake there. Step fracture, weird stuff going on. You know, like the stuff that happened down there. Right there. It's happening all over the place. Yeah. But that's just the nature of this material. Very steppy. Almost crackly. Yeah, it's a Flintknapping term. Write it down in the crafty vocabulary book. Jack Crafty Flintknapping vocabulary. Yeah. All right, let's see what we can do about getting rid of some of this wonkiness while preserving as much width as possible, because I like preserving width. I do. And it gets me into trouble. I know. There might be more efficient ways of doing this, but I like preserving width, especially toward the end of the Flintknapping process. I have told people to not worry too much about width. Or if you've got a really thick point and it's kind of narrow, don't worry too much. I have told people that, and you shouldn't worry too much. But for me, when I'm doing these, not only do I like to preserve the width, I like to show you how to preserve the width. I don't know why I like to show you how to do it. Maybe it's my bias. Maybe it's just to answer the questions. How do you get a good width to thickness ratio? How do you do it? I end up with a little charcoal briquette looking thing every time. How do you do it? Yeah. Well, I'm going to show you. The number one thing is indirect percussion. Indirect percussion. That's how you do it. The main way. I'm showing you with every video. I don't have to explain it like you're 5. I'm showing it like you're 2 years old. Okay? Monkey see, monkey do. I'm going to try to get that step fracture from the other side. Didn't do it. I got just a little bitty flake. Try again. I don't want to do a big old flake because it's too risky. I'm going to try to get a narrow flake to go across there, but if I can't, I'll do a bigger flake. But the strategy is to try to do a small flake first. Like I tried a small flake first, didn't work. Then I did a bigger flake. It worked. Why don't I do a big flake at first? Because hitting it hard at this stage and this thinness, very dicey. You're going to hear me say that over and over again. Very dicey. Dicey means you're taking a lot of risk. Rolling the dice. I swear the neighbor uses the leaf blower every single day. The neighbor across the street. And that leaf blower is the loudest leaf blower I have ever heard. Yeah, I've ever heard. They got the loudest leaf blower ever. And they use it almost every freaking day. I hope that's not a crack that goes all the way across. There's a little crackage right there. Yeah, I don't think that goes very far. It's not very deep. Hopefully, cross your fingers. I don't see any other defects. Any major defects? I don't think I need to go much thinner at all. Yeah. I don't think I need to go much thinner. So I won't. How's that? I don't need to. So I won't. I won't to. Don't need to. Yeah, okay. So you know what's next. You watched my videos over and over, trying to figure out where I get my stone, trying to figure out why I look so old nowadays, trying to figure out how much money do I actually make during the auction. Trying to figure out everything except the Flintknapping. But I don't care. I don't care. No. I'll answer those questions sometimes. Actually, I do answer those questions. I was looking at one of my older videos. I got a video up on Patreon. It's an old video, and I got my little channel, my little Patreon descriptor, little blurb on why I created the little Patreon thing. But I need to update it because I say in there that my YouTube videos are ad-free. But they're no longer ad-free. They're not ad-free anymore because YouTube was putting ads on them without my permission, and they were taking all the money. I said, no, I need that money too. I need some of that too. So I monetized. Now I gotta change my Patreon blurb, and I gotta update my video because I look too young in that video. Yeah. That's when I was bloated and had some sugar fat. That was Mr. Pastries back then. Yeah, 9 years ago, 6. Let's see, when did I make a switch? I made the switch in late 2018 or 2019. I think it was 2019. I can't remember. Switched to 0 carbohydrates. I knew the carbohydrates were bad if taken in excess. I didn't realize that the human body does not need carbohydrates. It doesn't need it from an outside source. It can create its own glucose that it needs, or whatever it's called. Glucosamine? I don't know. Anyway, the body can generate whatever sugar it needs. It doesn't need outside sugar sources to survive. You can survive on meats. You can survive exclusively on meats and fats. And that's how our ancestors survived. Meats and fats. And some anthropologists are even saying that we used to be lipivores. 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 Which means that we are consumers of fat. Yeah. Carnivores, vegetarians, lipivores, it's all various diets that humans have tried over the various millennia. Some cultures are more adapted to vegetables and plant foods. Some are more adapted to meats. Some are more adapted to fats. Because over time, people who are sensitive to those things die off. Yeah. People that are oversensitive to plants will die off if their culture focuses on eating plants. And then the people that are left don't have any problems eating plants. But that's not the same for the other culture nearby that may be only eating meats. Or another culture that focuses on mushrooms and stuff like that. Anyway, I need to change update my Patreon. So I'm no longer Mr. Pastry, Mr. Pillsbury Doughboy with my overweightness and inflammation and bowel problems and mood problems and pre-diabetes and early onset dementia and depression and all that good stuff that comes along with poor diet. Good stuff, quote unquote. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just randomly pressure flaking randomly after abrading the heck out of this edge. Probably didn't need to abrade that much. Still trying to decide what style. A Duran style is my favorite for this area. You know, West Texas or northern Mexico. I like the Duran style the best. I might do it. Carlsbad is also an option. San Pedro. San Pedro. One of these days I'll figure out a point that I can make no matter what, so I don't have to try to decide. But that would be kind of boring, huh? Yeah, maybe that would be too boring. Let's see, what is he gonna make this time?
Same thing you made last time.
Yeah, probably. So lazy. Making the same point every time. So lazy. It's not like they did that back in the day. Yeah, the Folsom guys were making Clovis. The Clovis guys were making Folsom. Yeah. Just to change it up a little bit. Yeah. It's too boring. Can you imagine making Clovises for 30 years? That's it? That's all you make? Yeah. Imagine that. So boring. You change the channel. What's a San Pedro point? It's just side notched. Carlsbad is side notched too, or corner notched. Where's the corner on a teardrop shaped preform? Where's the corner? If I make notches going in this way, the archaeologists call it a corner notch. But where's the corner? No corner. Yeah, what else are you going to call it? I don't know, expanding base. Don't worry about the notching part. Just classify it by the hafting area, the base area. Let me see. I like it. I'm just going to examine it. It's been symmetrized. Remember our little vocabulary. It's been symmetrized, regularized, and unstepified. No more steps for the most part. Let's see if I can remember. San Pedro is just let me see. I'll bring out the book. The book. This one. Which book is it? It's this one. What? What book? This book here. But wait, I don't see the whole cover. Wait, turn it the right way. And I want to see all the letters. And what is it again? Who wrote it? What's in it? Oh, okay, I remember now. I get so many questions on the books, it drives me nuts. If you guys don't already have this book and you're a napper, even if you don't nap, slacking. This is still available. This is not out of print. I don't recommend many books, but this has got to be on your list because these are all full size. These are, you can actually, as a napper, put your pieces next to this and see if you're at the right size. At the right size characteristic, or whatever it's called. That's one of my favorite point styles, but I make those too often. And it even shows you a little stupid illustration. These are not that good. These illustrations are not that good as far as the area where they're found. Here's a Duran point I was talking about. I can make one of those. They're found here, but they're also found, I believe, and it's probably controversial, but they're found across the river there into Texas. Yeah, Van Horn is a similar one. Okay. But yeah, Let's see. Let me see if I can find something interesting that I missed. I may have missed. See, this is the Carlsbad. I don't know if it has a San Pedro in here. I don't know. Some of these are resharpened. See how delicate these barbs are? Usually they're like this. They're, hefty barbs. Some of them are delicatized by the resharpening. Yeah. Alright, San Pedro. I don't know if they have it in here. Let me just look. Let me look real quick. Let's waste some time. San Patrice. These are kind of cool. Wait, those are pelicans. San Patrice. They don't have San Pedro because San Pedro is more of a southwest, further west. I just looked at a bunch of pelican points online. These are, I don't know if it's similar to, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really recommend the written part of that book. It's just the illustrations that are good. All right. So what did I do? I wasted some time. I'm just going to put side notches in here. Yeah. Yep. So what do you want to talk about? Everybody knows how to do side notches or corner notches. Yeah. You want to go to sleep, take a nap, get some iced tea? I don't know. Do whatever you do when I do this kind of napping. I'm sure. Unless you're new, this is old stuff here. It's not something that is very exciting. Hold on. Let me move the camera because I moved the lighting, and the lighting's got power cords and stuff, and they get all tangled up. Yeah, I got my paleo power cords out there. They get all tangled up. Why do I need to move the light? Because the light is bouncing off the light color chert in a way that causes glare. Yeah. Something like that. All right. Yeah, notch is okay. I took a risk there because I can, with those pop outs, I can blow out the barbs and the ears. The barb ear. Sometimes I get them mixed up. If I get them mixed up, I'll just blame it on my past of eating lots of donuts. Fried my brain on donuts. Don't fry your brain on donuts, boys and girls. Oh, I just popped off part of the barb. Dang it. That never happens. Yeah, don't be a donut enthusiast. I say that when I have my children working at my children have jobs, right? Some of them work at Krispy Kreme donuts. It's maddening. What can I say, right? They got jobs. Can't say too much. Except don't be a donut head like Dad, because then you'll get senile too quick. Yeah. Yeah, it's not good for you. Not good for yous. You end up Flintknapping and traveling the country in a van. Yeah. I love my van. Don't get me wrong. I like it. We'll get another one. Probably just like it too. I like it so much. This one, the heater died. So I'm stuck in Texas for a while. Yes, I am. The heater died. I can't defrost the windshield. I'm gonna fix it. Along with other stuff I need to fix. You know, when it rains, it pours. That's what they say. You need to fix one thing, you need to fix a lot of things. It's not just one thing, but luckily, it happened here. And not in January up in Vermont. Yeah. Even though I'm looking for ways to heat the van that does not require me to run the car itself. You know, little heaters. Not space heaters, not electrical, non-electrical heaters. You know, propane type or whatever. I'm looking into it. I haven't decided what I'm going to use. Yeah, I'm hesitating on using a propane heater. I don't want to use a propane heater. And there's a bunch of videos. I've been looking into it. There's a lot of options, so don't worry. Don't worry. I got it. I got it. I know what I'm going to do. I think I know what I'm going to do. All right. I got to focus on this. See, I had a little pop out there that was not that good. I'm trying to just shape the inside of the notch instead of making pop outs. When I do that, a lot of times I mess them up. I stall the notches. I got to focus on pop outs. Yeah, focus on the pop outs. Yeah, like that. You got to have pop outs at least once in a while. At least with me, if I try to shape the inside of the notch and just try to nap it, it doesn't work out. I've got to have a nice pop out or it stalls. Yeah. Over the years, I've learned that I just got to focus on the pop outs. If I can do the pop outs, I got it. I got it. I can deal with it. Can do the notching. Same with natural tools, especially with natural tools. You gotta have those pop outs. It stalls so easily with antler or with bone. These notches will stall on you so easily. You can power through it with a metal tool. Not so with the natural tools. Not so easy. It's not so easy. What is wrong with the focus? Oh, I don't like the bottom of that notch, so I'm going to try doing another pop out somewhere. Another thing about this material, the metal marks show really badly. Yeah. The metal marks are showing really badly. I'm trying to make these as narrow as possible with just a very low skill technique. There's nothing really major about this technique. It's not a high skill technique. It's just crunching them in. But I'm going to have to step up my game, develop another way to do this. It's really thick in that area, so I mean, I'm not upset that I can't go any further. It would be nice, but I had to push way too hard. And when that happens, when I start pushing way too hard, it breaks. So I'll stop right there. I can try to thin it a little bit. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to a few more flakes there just to get the symmetry, and that's it. Oops. I won't do anything about the metal marks. I won't try to remove them. Well, let me take that back. I'll try something here in a second. Come on. All right. There, I kind of symmetrized it. Yep. Kind of. I'm going to make sure it's sharp. All right, so. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, it's good enough. The way to take off metal marks sometimes is you take a flake. You just go in there and abrade with it. You know what I mean? Used to braid those little metal marks. No one will ever know. Unless you got a microscope. And yes, boys and girls, if you're a collector or you have artifacts, I suggest getting a microscope. If you have any doubts that any of your stuff is modern, you can probably tell by the metal marks. All right. Okay, I think I got it. That's all I'm going to do on that one. It's done. Yep. Okay.